5. Must-do and 5 never-do exercises for seniors. Over 60 to stay strong and independent. I want you to imagine this for a moment. You're 70, maybe 75. And every morning you still get out of bed with ease. You stand up without needing to grab onto anything. You walk into the kitchen, pour yourself a cup of coffee. And your back doesn't feel tight. Your knees aren't protesting with every step. Sounds simple, right? But for so many of my patients around your age, those simple moments have become a rare luxury. My name is Dr. David. I'm 60 years old, based in California, and I've spent nearly 30 years working with people over 50. And let me tell you, healthy aging isn't luck. It comes from being intentional. The tricky part is, not all exercises are made for an aging body. Some movements that seem healthy can quietly wear down your joints, exhaust your energy, and make you feel worse instead of better. That's why today, I want to share with you, in the most honest and down-to-earth way, the exercises I truly recommend for older adults, and just as importantly, the ones I hope you'll avoid, so you don't end up hurting yourself without even realizing it. Exercise 1, must-do chair. Squats. Let's start with one of the simplest movements I know, but don't let the word simple fool you. This exercise can change the way you live your day. Chair squats, or in plain English, sitting down and standing back up with purpose. I had a patient, Linda, 68 years old. She came to me saying every time she got up from her chair, she had to push off with both hands, her face tense with knee pain. She said to me, "I hate feeling dependent. I just want to be able to stand like I used to." So we started small, chair squats. 10 reps a day. She was shaky at first, but after 3 weeks, she stood up without using her hands and smiled like a kid. "I spent the afternoon playing with my grandkids and my knees didn't hurt at all," she told me. Chair squats aren't about becoming a fitness star. They're about keeping your independence, about standing up, walking to the kitchen, stepping out into your garden, or strolling around the block without needing help. This one little move helps you stay mobile, strong, and proud. So if you're watching this video right now, I invite you to try it. After we're done here, go to a sturdy chair, stand in front of it, sit down slowly, and stand back up using just your legs. Do it 5 times. It might feel awkward at first, but trust me, your body will thank you, and you'll start to feel stronger day by day. Have you ever felt stuck, needing help just to get out of a chair? If so, this is where you begin. Don't wait until your body forces you to stop moving. Start here gently. Start now. Exercise 2. Avoid deep squats. You know, a lot of people think this. The deeper you squat, the harder you push, the better the results. I used to believe that too when I was in my 40s. But then at 52, a patient named George, 73 years old, a retired Marine, walked into my clinic holding both knees. He chuckled and said, "Doc, I'm still squatting like I did in the Corps, but my knees aren't military anymore." You see, our bodies after 50 aren't what they were at 25. That doesn't mean we're weak. It just means we have to be wiser. Deep squats, the kind where you go down near the floor, might look impressive. But for older adults, they're one of the riskiest moves you can do for your knees and lower back. When you drop too low, your knees are bearing your full body weight, and the cartilage that cushions your joints, it thins out with age. I've seen many folks lose their balance just trying to stand up after a deep squat, not because they're weak, but because they don't realize their limits have shifted. And let me say this, with all sincerity, there's no glory in hurting yourself just to prove you're still strong. If you want to build leg strength, there are safer ways. Like the chair squats I shared earlier, you'll still feel your thighs working, your knees getting more flexible, but without the price of ice packs and pain meds for a week. Have you ever tried squatting low and felt your knees scream back at you, or your lower back complain the next day? If so, your body was speaking to you, and I hope you'll start listening. Age doesn't stop you from moving, it just invites you to move with wisdom. Exercise 3 must do. Wall push-ups. Let me ask you something. Have you ever tried doing push-ups on the floor? I've seen so many people push themselves down onto the mat, arms trembling, shoulders aching, and then give up after a few tries. Not because they're lazy, but because that kind of push-up just isn't built for this stage of life. I had a patient named Mark, 67 years old, retired but still wanted to feel strong like back in the day. One morning, he walked into my office with a swollen shoulder. I asked what happened, and he said, "Doc, I saw some young folks doing push-ups online, thought I'd give it a try, but my shoulder didn't agree." So instead of telling him to stop exercising, I showed him a kinder version for aging joints, wall push-ups. You stand tall, face a sturdy wall, hands shoulder height. Lean forward just a bit, then gently push yourself back. That's it. It might seem too simple, but if you stick with it, your chest, shoulders, and triceps will absolutely thank you. I joke with my patients, you don't need push-ups to become a Marine. You just need enough strength to open a car door, carry a pot of soup, or wrap your arms around a running grandchild. Wall push-ups also help with posture, something many folks after 60 forget. A slouched back and drooping shoulders, they don't just look tired, they affect your breathing, your heart, and even your mood. When you stand upright, you feel more alive. It's that simple. Got a wall in your house? Then congratulations. You've already got your own personal gym. Try it today, just 10 gentle reps. Breathe in deep. Push out slow. Stay steady. Stay kind to your body. And I promise, in just a few weeks, you'll be amazed at how much stronger you feel. Exercise 4. Avoid overhead lifting. I once met a man, Daniel, 71 years old, strong guy. Honestly, he looked fitter than most people in their 50s. But one day, he reached up to lift his wife's suitcase onto a high shelf. He heard a small pop in his shoulder, thought it was just a muscle pull. A week later, he walked into my clinic, couldn't lift his left arm above chest level. We did an MRI. Turns out he had a partial tear in his rotator cuff, that delicate set of muscles and tendons around the shoulder that becomes more vulnerable with age. You see, good intentions don't always lead to good outcomes. After 60, the shoulder joint is one of the most fragile in the body. And overhead lifting, even with light weights, can lead to long, frustrating injuries. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but I still feel strong. I want to stay flexible. I get it. I've been there too, pushing back against the clock, trying to prove time wrong. But here's the truth. Wisdom at this stage of life isn't about what you can still do. It's about knowing what you shouldn't. When you lift something above your head, it puts strain on your neck, shoulders, and spine, areas that recover slower as we age. Tissues are drier, tendons less elastic. One wrong move, and you might be spending weeks, even months, in recovery. The good news? You can still build upper body strength safely. Try lifting light weights at waist or chest level. Use resistance bands, or even just hold a water bottle in each hand and lift them in front of you. You don't need to reach for the sky. Just keep your arms strong enough to hug your loved ones, carry a cup of coffee, or open the door each morning. I often tell my patients, you don't need to lift the world. Just lift yourself each day with awareness and respect for your body. Have you ever had shoulder pain after reaching too high or lifting something awkwardly? That's your body sending you a message, and it's never too late to start listening. Exercise 5 must do, heel-to-toe walk. Do you remember the last time you caught your toe on the carpet or hesitated just a second before stepping down a flight of stairs. Those tiny moments, we often shrug them off, but at this stage of life, one small misstep can change everything. I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm saying it because balance isn't a luxury. It's essential. It's what lets you live safely, independently, and confidently. There's a simple little movement I teach almost every patient, the heel-to-toe walk. It's like walking on a pretend balance beam. You step forward with one foot, placing your heel directly in front of your other foot's toes, slowly, with control. You can use a wall or the back of a chair for support. That's totally okay. One of my patients, Maria, 74 years old, slipped in her kitchen trying to twist for a jar. After that, she became nervous with every step, hunched over, always reaching for a wall. We started with this exercise, just 2 minutes a day, right in her hallway. After a month, she smiled and said, "I went to the grocery store without needing to hold my daughter's arm." That's the kind of change we're aiming for. A steady step leads to a steady spirit. When you walk with intention, with focus, your body remembers that it's still capable, still yours. Physiologically, this movement reconnects your brain, your eyes, and the tiny muscles in your feet and ankles, the ones that quietly keep you upright. So I invite you today to try it. Walk across your living room, heel to toe, slowly, one step, then another. And with each step, say to yourself, "I'm still in control, I'm still grounded," because you deserve to walk, not with fear of falling, but with the quiet strength of knowing you're still moving forward. Exercise 6. Avoid floor planks. You've probably seen it everywhere. The plank. On social media, at the gym, in 30-day challenges, even at the park. And look, I won't deny it. The plank is a fantastic core workout if you're in your 20s or 30s. But I'm speaking to you, someone in your 60s, 65, maybe 70 and beyond. And for you, planks are something I often ask my patients to reconsider. I remember a retired school teacher, Richard, 69, active, disciplined, loved trying new exercises. One day, after watching a YouTube video, he decided to challenge himself. He held a plank for 30 seconds. Impressive. 3 days later, he showed up at my clinic, complaining of constant lower back pain. Here's what no one talks about. Planks demand serious core control, but they also put pressure on your wrists, elbows, and lower spine. And if you already have signs of osteoporosis, spinal arthritis, or mild disc bulges, this one movement could be the last straw. At this age, we're no longer training for six-pack abs. We're training so we can get out of bed in the morning without wincing. If your goal is upper body strength, remember what I said earlier. Wall push-ups are a much smarter choice. And if you want to keep your core strong, there are gentler options. Deep belly breathing. Pelvic tilts while lying down. Movements that respect your body's limits, not punish them. Planks aren't bad, but at this stage, they must be replaced with self-respect. You don't need to hold a plank to prove anything. Wisdom in this season of life is knowing when to step back, so you can move forward safely. Have you ever tried planking and ended up dizzy, sore, or with aching wrists? If so, your body isn't betraying you. It's simply whispering, "Treat me gently, and I'll stay strong for you." Exercise 7 must do. Gentle massage before bed. Have you ever felt completely exhausted and yet still couldn't fall asleep? Lying there, staring at the ceiling, your shoulders stiff like stone, your neck tight like someone's pulling a string from behind, and your feet like they don't belong to your body anymore. Let me tell you something, just a small thing, but it's changed the way many of my patients sleep. Self-massage, gentle, each night, Sounds too simple, doesn't it? But that small gesture can help your body finally release the invisible weight of the day. Start with your neck. Use both hands. Gently glide from the base of your skull down to your shoulders. Don't press hard. Don't rush. Just send your body a message. I'm here. I'm taking care of you. Then move to your feet. Use your thumbs to press slowly into the soles, a place filled with nerves that speak to your whole body. Do this for a few minutes, night after night, and you'll notice you fall asleep faster, rest deeper, and wake up feeling more refreshed. I had a patient, Evelyn, 76, long-time insomnia sufferer. Sleeping pills helped for a few hours, but left her groggy in the morning. We tried a few things, but what worked? Just 5 minutes of foot massage before bed. 1 month later, in her follow-up, she smiled and said, "Doctor, I don't know if it's the massage or just the feeling that I'm finally being kind to myself, but I feel calmer. And you know what? I think she's right." Massage isn't just physical. It's a ritual, a way of reconnecting with yourself, a quiet thank you to the body that carried you through the day. So tonight, when you lie down, don't rush to pull the blanket over. Pause. Give yourself just 3 minutes, a gentle touch, a soft breath, and let sleep come to you like an old friend wrapping you in kindness. Exercise 8. Avoid twisting crunches. I once asked a group of my patients, all over 60, "What's one exercise you absolutely dread doing?" One man chuckled and said, "Those crunches where you twist your body, my back screams every time I try." I knew exactly what he meant, twisting crunches. They might look like a harmless core exercise, but for older adults, they're one of the silent culprits behind lower back injuries. Picture this. You're lying on your back, hands behind your head, curling up and twisting your torso. That kind of movement puts strain right into the spine and lower back. At 25, your body might absorb it, but after 50, your spinal discs are drying out, your connective tissue isn't as elastic, and with one sharp twist, you could trigger pain that lingers for months. I once treated a woman named Carol, 64 years old, very dedicated to her workouts. One day she felt a sudden jolt of pain while doing twisting crunches. A few days later, she lost feeling down her left leg. Turns out she had herniated a disc and spent the next few months in physical therapy. I'm not telling you this to scare you, but to remind you, just because something is popular doesn't mean it's appropriate. If you want a strong core at this stage of life, start with deep belly breathing, gentle pelvic tilts, or simply keeping a straight spine while walking and standing. Your abdominal muscles will activate naturally. No crunching, no twisting required. You're not training to be a bodybuilder. You're training to move through your day with ease. So if a workout leaves you in pain, your body is giving you a clear message. Stop. This isn't right for me. Health at this age isn't about forcing your body to obey. It's about listening, respecting, and working with it, not against it. Have you ever felt that sharp ache in your back after a core workout? Maybe today's the day to shift gears, to exercise smarter, not harder, and never at the cost of your well-being. Exercise 9, must do 4-7-8, breathing and gentle meditation before bed. Some nights there's no pain, but sleep still won't come. Your body is tired, but your mind, it just keeps running, worrying about the kids, replaying old memories, wandering through thoughts you can't quite name. I had a patient, her name was June, 72 years old. She once told me, "Doctor, I'm not afraid of aging. I'm afraid of those sleepless nights when it's just me and my thoughts." And I understood, because I've had those nights too. That's why today I want to share a small, powerful practice. No pills, no gadgets, just your breath. It's called the 4-7-8 breathing technique. I like to call it the gentle doorway into sleep. Here's how you do it. Sit or lie down comfortably. Breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold that breath for 7 seconds. Then exhale slowly through your mouth for 8 seconds. Repeat this 3 to 5 times. No pressure, no pushing. Just breathe and let your mind slow down. This simple rhythm activates your parasympathetic nervous system, shifting you from fight or flight into rest and restore. Your heart rate lowers, your muscles soften, and a sense of calm begins to spread through your body. If you add just a few minutes of quiet meditation, close your eyes, focus on your breath, and let your thoughts drift away like clouds, you'll begin to feel space returning inside you. I won't promise that you'll sleep like a baby on the first try, but I will promise this. If you practice it each night, sleep will return. Like an old friend who's been waiting for you to slow down. You don't have to chase sleep anymore. Let your breath lead you there. Exercise 10. Avoid outdoor biking if your balance is weak. I had a patient named Robert, 74 years old. He'd loved sports his whole life, but what he loved most was his bicycle. He once told me, "When I ride, I feel young again." But one afternoon in October, he took a sharp turn at the edge of the park and fell. No cars, no pedestrians, just his body unable to maintain balance like before. He was lucky, just a fractured collarbone and a minor shoulder injury. But for 3 months afterward, he was in physical therapy almost every week. And what hurt him the most wasn't the pain, it was that quiet moment of realization. I should have known. My body isn't the same anymore. Now let me be clear, I'm not against biking. In fact, cycling is one of the best forms of cardio at any age. But for older adults, I always say this. If you've started to lose your sense of balance, even just a little, then riding a bike outdoors is no longer exercise. It's a gamble. One speed bump, a strong breeze, a slick leaf on the path, that's all it takes for a dangerous fall. But that doesn't mean you have to give up biking. I always suggest switching to a stationary bike with back support, handles, and zero risk of falling. You'll still get the movement, the sweat, the heart health without the fear. You can still play your favorite music, look out the window, watch the clouds pass by, but now your body is safe. At this age, the wisest choice isn't to prove what you can still do. It's to know what keeps you steady, what keeps you well, so you can stay strong for years to come. Have you been biking lately and felt a little shaky turning a corner? If so, maybe now is the time to shift direction. Not a step back, but a safer step forward. Dear friend, we can't turn back time, but we can treat the time we have left differently. When we were young, we exercised to get faster, stronger, better looking. But now, we move to keep our freedom. The freedom to get out of bed without help. The freedom to take a walk in the evening breeze without fear. The freedom to carry a pot of soup, hug a grandchild, open the front door, or simply care for ourselves on our own terms. And here's the beautiful part. You don't have to do anything heroic. Just 5 minutes a day, the right movement, the right mindset, and you're investing in your later years with wisdom and kindness. I don't know where you are on this journey. Maybe you're just starting. Maybe you've stumbled before, but I believe this with all my heart. It's never too late to love your body again. If you've made it this far into the video, thank you, not just for listening, but for choosing yourself. Let today be the day you say, I will care for this body, gently, consistently, with gratitude. If today's message spoke to you, tap that like button so I know you're out there listening, walking this path with me. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like more gentle, practical videos on health and aging well. And if you know someone a friend, a family member, a parent who needs a little encouragement to begin, share this video with them. Sometimes one small video can become a big turning point in someone's life. You can also leave a comment below. Let me know which exercise you're starting with or what part of this video helped you most. I read every word, and I truly appreciate each and every person who chooses to age actively, consciously, and with care. Until next time, take care of yourself. And remember, you deserve to live strong, to live well, every single day.